It is a good day here at Welcome to Our Community as I introduce the Executive Director of the Live Oak Library System, Ms. Lola DeWitt. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate you being here because we are so excited about the library because now we don't have the library experience that the two of us may have grown up with, everybody going in and getting a book, but you all have done a great job of making sure that you remain relevant and you're there for us in different ways.
Yeah, so we have hotspots, we have Chromebooks. People have access to the library digitally from their home. Even children now in our public schools have something called a play card where they have access to the library from their homes digitally, so they can have access to resources from the house.
I keep hearing so many people too talk about the Audible books that are available, especially with the bestsellers and all the apps you all now have access to.
Yes, Hoopla, Libby, magazines, so you don't have to pay exorbitant amounts to have access to those kinds of resources. You can get it with your library card at every single library.
I love that. You also have some major milestones recently with the library system and some grants that have come from the federal government, the state government, millions of dollars. Could you maybe elaborate on that and how you all plan to improve your services as a result?
Yes, so the Oglethorpe Mall Library was on the list for replacement for a few years, and last year we were awarded $3 million through the state library. That was cash money, and then we were also awarded $3 million through Senator John Ossoff's congressionally directed spending funding, and that's a total of $6 million that will go toward replacing that building along with the Chatham County SPLOST money toward that project. So we're really excited about that because the community has been waiting for that replacement project to start. So we look forward to that happening within the next couple of weeks, the start of the project.
Something else that's very important with the library system that I wasn't familiar with is this book sanctuary. Could you talk more about that? That's really important.
It is very important, especially in the recent months with the increase of censorship and book battles that we've been experiencing in the library world. We recently were designated as a book sanctuary library on April 7th, and that followed last year when the mayor of the city of Savannah designated the city as a book sanctuary city during Library Week, and so our board made a very courageous stand to designate Live Oak Public Libraries as a book sanctuary library, which just really means we are going to stand up against censorship. We're going to promote the freedom to read and the freedom for people to be able to come into the library and see themselves in the collection that we have in all of our libraries.
Also, we know that literacy is a very big priority in our county, probably across the nation, and especially in Chatham with the superintendent also leading the way with many projects. But the library is right there trying to make sure that we're doing everything we can to give people the gift of literacy.
Absolutely. The library recently trained all of our youth service staff in the science of reading, which is the same training that all of the school educators received, as well as early child care providers. In addition, they received training in language as a missing link, which is something that looks at birth to age 5. So we went across the whole spectrum of literacy training for our staff. So we want to make sure that we are supporting parents and educators to help address the literacy rates in Georgia and specifically in our community. And so to help support educators and parents, not only did we take that training, but our staff is creating curriculums to increase the literacy to match what is happening in schools and in daycares. And we've also created ready to read centers. It is dealing with 0 to 3rd grade.
Okay.
0 to 3rd grade. So it includes decodable books, sensory items, parent and caregiver guides. So any parent that has a child that's newborn up to grade 3 can come in and use those.
Also, as we're getting closer to summer and school letting out, you have also encouraging those summer reading programs. I know the deadline's coming up soon. Tell us a little bit about that.
So the summer reading program will kick off on June 1st. Our summer reading kickoff parties will be on June 7th. And so we'll be having 6 of those around our service area. And the theme is Color Your World. And so we're having, like I said, 6 different kickoff parties. They will be at Bull Street. I'm going to try to remember all of them. Bull Street, Southwest, Islands, Port City. And the Port City one, we are having a mural done right now by the community, and also at Hinesville and Rincon.
That is wonderful. We're really excited about that. Do parents need to register their kids for the summer reading programs, or how does that work?
Yes, so you come in, you register, and I just want to also say it is not just for children. We really highly encourage adults to register as well, because again, to increase the literacy rates in our service area, it needs to be a community effort, and so children really do need to see adults participating in literacy efforts and reading themselves. So we really encourage parents to sign up for the summer reading challenge as well.
One thing that I didn't realize that you all felt as a responsibility is your role in protecting local heritage. Could you go into depth about that?
Yes, so we have 2 Carnegie-built libraries in our system. One is the Bull Street Library, and the other one is on Henry Street, which is just called the Carnegie Library. And that library was built with the help of African American Savannahans for African Americans, because they were not allowed to come into the Bull Street Library. And over the years, the demographics in that neighborhood have changed, and we want to make sure that the purpose and the intent that that building was created remains. And so we're transitioning that building into an African American Resource Center, and it is currently undergoing some renovations. It already had some water damage issues, but then it sustained additional damage during Tropical Storm Debbie. And so it will be undergoing some renovation work, but when we reopen it, we'll be transitioning it into an African American Resource Center. We've already started talks with local well-known Savannahans about how that should look, and talking to them about sharing their stories and sharing some of their documents so that we can build up that collection for that purpose.
A wicked spell.